in the mix with DJ Twom. Saturday nights exclusively on SacktownRadio.com.
I'm feeling it, you know what I'm saying? It's real cool.
Yo, what's up, man? It's your favorite commissioner's favorite commissioner, and I'm back. That's right, Lumpdog, back with Pimps, Players, and Hustlers, also known as PPH Commissioner Message Week number 2. That's right, y'all. We on week number 2. What a crazy week, man. Quarterbacks just blew up this week, man. If y'all don't understand why you shouldn't take a quarterback with your first round, go look at the quarterback stats right now. You got Fitzpatrick, Mahomes. I think the only quarterback that's in the top 5 in quarterback scoring after 2 weeks is Drew Brees. You got Aaron Rodgers down there and Tom Brady too. So, man, go look at the stats and it'll show you shouldn't really take a quarterback number 1 overall or with an early pick. But our boy, the Suckholes, just getting richer because he's got Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes. So, man, that makes it a tough call to who do you start, right? I mean, you start with Mahomes, and which he did last week, so props to him. Winning the weekly, that took some guts to sit Aaron Rodgers, a healthy Aaron Rodgers. Well, not healthy, but a playing Aaron Rodgers, active Aaron Rodgers, for a Patrick Mahomes. And Mahomes led him through, man. 6 touchdowns, over 50 points, and takes home the second weekly in a row. Right now, I think the Suckholes are pretty much paid up because they've won like $300 in weekly prizes in the first 2 weeks. That's a great thing. The downside of that is the first couple weeklies are the smallest of the two, or the smallest of the year, but other than maybe the last one. But hey, props to him. Got to hand it to him. He's again taking all our money. What's new in PPH, right? Suckholes taking all our money. Anyway, what else happened this week, man? The haters almost set a record for lowest points scored with a full squad. I think I set that record last year with like a 48, but that was when Jameis Winston left in the first quarter, so I had an injury at least. Haters didn't finish much better than that, and he had no injuries. I think it took him almost the entire first half of the morning games on Sunday to get out of the negative. He had -6 there for a while, so Ravens D on Thursday night started his demise last week. Starting off in the 0-2 hold, he cursed himself. He tried to put he tried to invoke the fantasy gods on the Suckholes. And, Suckholes is the luckiest man in fantasy football, as I like to call him, and really took back that, reversed the curse, I should say. So the haters starting off in a hole, 0-2, team not looking real strong. Really, all he's got is Brady and Gronk. He did pick up Gio Bernard this week, so that gives him some life, and he has Philip Lindsay, who's been a surprise. So I will give him that. Those are two pickups that actually could probably benefit him, at least Gio, for the next few weeks. So that's a good thing for him. So maybe things will start turning around for him, and he can get that first win. Other thing too, man, Patty's Playboys. Are you worried about Garoppolo at all? 2 weeks in a row now, man. Should have lost the game with another pick at the end of the game, but luckily the refs played him out. Bailed him out, I should say, with a defensive holding call there, and they got the ball back. But, man, Patty's Playboy, you got to be a little bit worried about Garoppolo, you thought was going to be the number 1 quarterback this year. I know it's still early. I'm not saying that he can't finish as the number 1 quarterback. But the decision-making is what I'm talking about here, right? So in the first game, he throws a pick 6. I thought for sure he was driving us to the at the end of the game there to tie it. And he threw a pick 6, so that ended that game in the first week. And then now in the second week, we have this nice lead, and then all of a sudden the offense goes missing, and it's under 2 minutes left in the game. We're trying to kill the clock, and he throws another pick. But again, refs bailed us out with a holding call. We get the ball back. What do you know? It happens. So anyway. Oh, also this week, guess what you get? Yep, that's right, y'all. You get a little fog juice. Got the fog, the real fog juice. That's right, the real fog juice. Woo! Can't see through all this foggy juice. Right, so y'all should be happy about that. So anyway, what I wanted to explain too is last week, man, the technical difficulties I had with my camera and my laptop. Oh, just awful, man. I spent almost 4 hours putting together last week's messages. That's why I couldn't get the mic to work too. So it was just real frustrating. I think that if the league really wants me to continue these commissioner messages, we're all going to have to ante up and get some better equipment here because my laptop is getting a little old, getting quite old. I need to get one of them Surface Pros or something, or a MacBook Pro or something, because my shit's getting a little old, not running real well. Shit stops responding, so we'll talk about that in the rules meeting. I don't think there's going to be many votes for it, but hey, you never know. You guys like these messages, and I did step it up with the real fog juice. It's getting so foggy in here. Anyway, so we got pretty much most of the leagues. We got like 4 2-0 teams. We got 4 1-1 teams, and then we got 4 0-2 teams. So we're all kind of split there at the top and then the middle. And then I got my teeth kicked in last week. Trump's a pimp. Britt Staines killed me with Cousins and Diggs. Man, that game pissed me off. I'll tell you when you know it ain't your fantasy day. When the quarterback throws a pick, but there's a roughing the passer call, comes back, ends up getting a touchdown, throws the touchdown to to get the game within 2, and then throws a 2-point conversion to his wide receiver. So he got 4 points off that, another 6 for the touchdown. Then he got another 2 to 3 points on yardage for the touchdown. I mean, that went from a -3 to a +12. I mean, that was like a 15-point swing and just kind of buried me. Even after that 75-yard touchdown to Stephon Diggs, I was still hanging in there. I was only down 20-25 points. I was in there, but man, that last touchdown and 2-point conversion really gave him that major, huge lead that was just almost impossible to come back from. My team did well. I mean, I scored 114 points. It's just that I didn't have the big, huge, gigantic game. So Diggs had a 30-point game, and even Alvin Kamara didn't have a great game, only 11 or so points. But we'll get into that here in just a short bit. Anything else that really went down this week? Lineups were good. We're doing good on the Thursday lineup checks. I enjoy that, fellas. So appreciate that, keeping your lineups right for that Thursday night check, because we had to institute that rule because people were using that IR spot just to stash players until Sunday. We can't do that only until Thursday now. So that's good. A couple early trades too that went, or at least I pulled off an early trade for Calvin. Really nothing major. Just gave up Mike Williams and then Chris Carson. So no big deal. Anyway, so let's get into this week's games and check out what happened in PPH. All right, here we go. Second week in PPH. In the first game, we got Patty's Playboys getting their first win over the rookie. The rookie coming back down to earth, 108.83 to 89.63. Rookie, man, the Andrew Luck let you down there with only 18.13 points. Still hasn't had his big blowout game yet. Welcome back, Andrew Luck, yet. So I'm sure that's to come. Good draft pick with Tevin Coleman. Didn't take long for that draft pick to pay off. 13.5. Todd Gurley still doing his thing, 29.3. Man, I'd like to see him play a better defense, though, and see if he's still putting up those kind of points. J.J. came back down to earth for him, but he didn't start him because Coleman ended up being the starter there. So that'll work out for him for the next 2 or 3 weeks, maybe 4. Sammy Watkins showed up there, 14.1 points, and then only 1 point from the Steelers D. I bet you didn't see that coming, man. Where's the Steelers D? That used to be a good. They get the fog juice. You can't even see that. Where's the fog juice on that? 1 point from the Steelers D. That's harsh, man. They're usually a better defense than that. Patrick Mahomes lit him up. Patty's Playboys, again, Jimmy G, 26.13 points. Not quite the overwhelming performance that he's expecting so far. Both the running backs on Patty's Playboys let him down. Morris, and I told him, I texted him on Sunday morning telling him he should have started Breida. Didn't listen, so only got 6 points there from 8 points from Alfred Morris. Then Juju Smith-Schuster, 19.1. Man, he's really becoming the number one at least in the first 2 weeks of the Steelers. Antonio Brown's gone MIA. Dude, A.J. Green, too, on Thursday night, started off the first quarter with 3 touchdowns. You think he's on pace for just a monster, 80-point game or 50-point game, and only ends up with 24.9. I mean, I get it. I'll take it. If that happens to me, hey, I'm all for it, but seriously, though, it's kind of a disappointment in a way. You're like, dude, 3 touchdowns in the first quarter, and all you can do is muster 25 points. But, hey, worked out for him. And then Mason Crosby showed up big as kicker with 18 points. So, congratulations, Patty's Playboy, in getting that win and letting the rookie know that, welcome to PPH with that first loss. The Big Loads takes a big win over the Brewdogs, 148.33 to 89. Wow. Big Loads was in the running for the weekly prize. Starts off 2-0 now. Man, hopefully this puts his mind at ease. Now, Big Loads, he's one of our mentally fragile franchises. He had the most points scored a couple years in a row, and then he couldn't make the playoffs because he just had bad luck, so he quit. So hopefully, this fortifies that mental fortitude a little bit, and he can take a couple hard losses here, not want to quit over it. But big win there, 148.3, the big score. Big Ben Roethlisberger, 57.03 points. Then Golden Tate showed up with 12.8. DeAndre Hopkins with 18, and then Travis Kelce just made up for that week 1 dud with 23.9 points, and then 10 points from the Eagles D. I'm sure he was probably expecting a little bit more points out of that defense against the Bucks, but the Bucks have been on fire. So double digits, I guess, is pretty good when you're giving up 35 points or whatever they scored. Or 27 points. So, Brewdogs, I don't know what his thinking was on Case Keenum, starting him against the Raiders over Cam Newton. And he's a Raider fan, so maybe he knows how bad the Raiders are and expected a big game. He probably saw Jeff Goff play, and I don't know what the thinking was behind there, but kind of let him down with only 19.4 points from Case Keenum. Deion Lewis came back down to earth with only 4.3. Kareem Hunt with 14 points, respectable. That was his first-round pick, so good to see production there. Then Tyler Lockett, man, I got to give it to the Brewdogs. That guy's been underrated, put up 12 points. He's been pretty much the only thing scoring on Seattle's offense right now, so other than Brandon Marshall, but good pickup for him. He's been producing for him for these first 2 weeks, and then nothing really else to show for him, but 89 points, that puts him behind in that point scored. In the next game, we had the Suckholes beat out the 289ers 150.27 to 106.77. The Suckholes were our weekly winner. Again, started Patrick Mahomes, as we like to call him, over Aaron Rodgers, so got to hand it to him, man. That's a tough call. I probably wouldn't have made that call. I probably would have stuck with Aaron Rodgers, but paid off for him. 59.53 points. Huge game. Melvin Gordon, man. Again, this guy, only 28 yards rushing, and he gets 3 touchdowns. The guy gets 3 touchdowns and ends up with almost 25 points, so it comes through big for him. Mike Evans with 11.3, T.Y. Hilton with 14.3, and then the Jags D with 10 points. In the next game, we got the Haters taking that hard loss to URSO, falling to 0-2, 119.33 to 56.2. Ouch, bruh. Ouch. Like I said, man, earlier, man, you got problems on this team. USR bounces back with Stafford with a solid game of 38.93. Then Cook showed up with 16.9. And then Will Fuller, got to get it to URSO, starting him off right there with the hammy, knows when he's in that Deshaun Jackson goes deep to him. went deep to him there. Finishes with 113 yards receiving and a touch. Finished with 18.3 points. That's huge. Chargers defense also came in big with him with 19 points. Not much to talk about here on the haters team, 0-2. We got Brady here with 25.6. That's pretty pedestrian for Brady. Like I said, though, props to him for picking up Lindsey. That guy's came out of nowhere. No one was talking to him about Lindsey in the offseason in mock drafts or nothing, and he's been pretty solid. He ended up with 12.1. He also picked up Gio Bernard, so maybe he's got that backfield locked up a little bit and going to get some production out of that. And then, like I said, the Ravens D took a knee on him on Thursday and got him -3. Got to find that first win there, haters. Can't be falling down to 0-3. You're already in a 2-game hole there. In the next game, we got the basket of deplorables, our reigning champ, taking that hard loss to the Juggernauts, 126.7 to 105.77. Our reigning champ, basket of deplorables, falling to 0-2. Deshaun Watson, though, showed up, made up for that week. One kind of dead with 34.07 points. Why did he pick up Fitzpatrick's this week? I don't get it. He has Prescott, too, on his bench, so now he's got 3 quarterbacks. I mean, is he really going to start Fitzpatrick over Watson? I don't know. Maybe he does, but I'm trying to trade for him. Anyway, got Barkley there with 10.8 points, which is pretty good, actually. The fact that he didn't really get all that through rushing. He got it mainly through the air. And then Connor, Jesus Christ. That's the difference in fantasy football right there. You know, he picks up Connor in the draft, and that could have just been a 1-week guy, right? Because everyone was expecting Le'Veon Bell to come back, but now Le'Veon Bell isn't there, and Connor is just putting up mass points. He's the number one running back there. Really kind of, helps his team out. I mean, if he doesn't have Connor, he's getting only like a 6 or a 7 spot instead, but gets 14.5 points out of Connor there. So props to the basket of deplorables and our reigning champ Tommy for that draft pick. Then Adam Thielen shows up with 20.6. Again, that last minute touchdown screwed me, but didn't really help basket of deplorables to pull out the win. But he ended up with he got that touchdown in a good showing from Thielen. Then the Saints D with 12, they bounced back too. Looks like the Juggernauts is Foster Island is still in full effect. No trades yet after all this smack talk. Look at, I think it's really the weather at the Foster Island is foggy. Can't see it, you can't make a trade with the guy. It's so hard to make a trade because it's all so just doused in fog juice, that island. Drew Brees shows up with 28.2 points. Christian McCaffrey with 14.9. And then Chris Hogan comes through with 16.2. And then Mike Thomas, man. That was the Mike Thomas I drafted last year, and I didn't get him. That makes me so frustrated with fantasy football. When I draft guys, and I think they're going to perform, I always get them a year early or a year late. That's my problem. I either get them a year early where they don't go off, or I get them a year late after they've gone off and then they've fallen back off. I don't know how that works for me, but somehow it does. Because I had Mike Thomas last year, and I got 5 incomplete total touchdowns out of him. I think I only got 1 game of over 100 yards, but this year he's blowing up. So that's a good combo too. So props to the Foss with that pick with Mike Thomas. And then the Bears defense, monster game, 27 points, huge. So he gets that win and improves to 2-0. And then in the last game here, we got your boy, Mr. Sweet Spot, getting my teeth kicked in by Trump's a Pimp. 143.33 to 114.33. Again, Kirk Cousins' monster game shows up with 51.83 points. And then, again, that God, he got like an extra 12 points off that one stupid roughing the passer call. Oh, that killed me. Like I said, that's when you know it's not your day in fantasy when shit like that happens. Alvin Kamara, pedestrian, I should say, 11.9. You're like, I don't know if you should be disappointed or happy about that. It's like, okay, 11.9, that's pretty good, right? Not for Alvin Kamara, though, right? So, but it is what it is, so you got to be happy. He got almost 12 points for you. And then, again, Stephon Diggs blows up, 28.9. Deshaun Jackson, props to you, Staines, for picking up. He picked up Deshaun Jackson on Sunday morning and started him, so great free agent pickup. Give props where props are due, and props are due. So there you go, bruh. And then he got a Prater with 10 points from him. My team, Matt Ryan showed up, kind of put my worries about him at ease for at least one more week with 40.93, 14.7 from Ezekiel Elliott. My receivers just had a good game. They just didn't have that 30-point game. So Devontae Adams with 12.4, Tyreek Hill with 15, and then Robbie Gould with 14. So nothing great, nothing spectacular, just a good solid 114. But got my teeth kicked in. Follow 1-on-1, and Trump's a Pimp goes off to 2-0. So good shit there. All right, well, there you have it. There's week 2 in the Pimps, Players, and Hustlers, a.k.a. PPH Fantasy Football League. It's your favorite commissioner's favorite commissioner, Lump Dog. And that's about everything we had to say. But before we go, again, a little bit more fog juice there. That's that real fog juice. That real, these guys have been waiting for fog juice for a year, so I got to give them a lot of fog juice this year going in the commissioner messages. I don't know what it is about this league and its propensity to have this love of fog juice, but, got to keep my boys happy. Oh, this is also my last message as a single man. I'm getting married on Friday, so next week I'll be coming to you as a married man in the PPH. Right on, y'all. Catch y'all next week. Peace.
Plus my one partner like 5D, and he ain't getting no sleep. On Smash, what it's looking like. Take him down, Jones, she ain't walking right. Raised in the bay, so I'm not polite. And it's time to get money with that issue life.
Had to run that one back. This is called Issue from the boy Willie Joe, Clyde Carson, CA area on your radio. Let's go.
Yeah, you already knowing that it's out of busy. Mommy said she needed, told her come and see me.